Miss Rodeo USA Jessie Lynn Nichols is a young Cherokee woman of many talents. Whether she's in the rodeo arena or performing as America's singing cowgirl, Jessie Lynn is ready to take on the world.
Horses have brought so much enjoyment and so much love into my life. You know, you never think that you're going to find something that loves you so much, but you come home to your horse every day and they're there waiting on you, of course, wanting food, but then also they're plenty willing to give plenty of hugs and kisses. My name is Jessie Lynn. I am the reigning Miss Rodeo USA 2022, and today we are at my beautiful farm here in Prattville, Alabama. My mom, you know, she was a former Miss Rodeo Alabama, and the best part about it is she grew up rodeoing and grew up loving horses. So when I came along, I just naturally followed the trend there and was put on my first horse at 3 months old, and then won my first ever costume lead line at 9 months old. There's always that competitive edge. I have that competitive edge. I love competing, that drive and that need to know that I've accomplished a goal. But really at the end of the day, at rodeos, what I love in the competition factor is everybody's still family. I just love that family and the camaraderie aspect of competing in the sport of rodeo. You don't see that in many sports. Music, like the horses, started very early for me in life. I was 3 years old when my grandmother taught me my first ever song. She plays the piano, and she taught me this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. It didn't matter if there was one person in the audience, didn't matter if there was 25,000. I was just happy to be singing a song. Age 7, I was deemed Alabama's singing cowgirl because that was the first time I'd ever done the national anthem on horseback, carrying an American flag and a horse that was also rearing at the same time. It's just been a part of my life that, again, is that passion. It's a part of who I am. I want to say it's part of my blood, just like the horses are. And I decided back in 2013 that I wanted to take it professional and wanted to make something out of it. I wanted to make the Dirt to Diva a brand. I wanted to make Alabama Singing Cowgirl America Singing Cowgirl. Why did I do it? So this is a great question that I asked myself very first out the gate. Here I was trucking along, music industry going great, came off of Christmas break, was getting ready to go back out, and in January of 2021, it's like, I heard this voice say, you need to go run for Miss Limestone County Sheriff's Rodeo Queen and then Miss Rodeo USA. And I'm like, where did that come from? It was like a little tap on the shoulder, same thing. And I said, oh. I have learned when the Lord's urging you to do something, you might want to do it, because otherwise there might be regrets later. So May 2021 rolls around, I go compete at Miss Limestone Sheriff's Rodeo Queen, win the whole kit and caboodle. As it got closer to Miss Rodeo USA, there were my fair share of struggles and questions of like, why do you have me here when we were on such a good road here? And finally the Lord answered me and he said, I'm just asking you to trust me. Okay, fair enough. I trusted him. I gave him everything that I had, the music career, my life. I said, here we go. If this is where I'm meant to be, put me here. And he did. But what he had planned for me this year was so much better than probably what I ever could have imagined. And my entire weekend competing at Miss Rodeo USA was by far one of the best competition weeks I have ever had in my life. And he put me in this spot and in this role for a reason. And I firmly believe that with my whole heart, and I believe that whatever he has set the stage up for now, he is going to see it all the way through. My current title is Miss Rodeo USA, so obviously I'm kind of more the forefront person. I'm the face, I'm the PR side. It's almost a surreal moment. You've seen it in a dream, but then you look back and you're like, oh my gosh, we're here in this moment and doing it. Hey, can you do the national anthem on horseback? That's never been done. And sure, I started having venues call and say, we want you to come and appear as Miss Rodeo USA, but can you bring your guitarist and do a show for us? And so it kind of all fell into place, and America's Singing Cowgirl became a real reality at that point. There's so many emotions that run through your mind. So singing the national anthem is a task in enough of itself. But when you add in a 1,200-pound animal that has a mind of its own, you add in an object that you're having to carry, plus handle the horse at the same time, you can have a lot of different things go through your mind. But, you know, having the honor and the privilege to carry that flag, carry Old Glory, day in and day out is one thing. But when you add singing the national anthem on the back of a horse that's probably one of the most majestic creatures that's ever walked the face of this planet. It's a feeling and it's a quiet. There is an ultimate peace that comes over the rodeo grounds that you have to be there to experience. You have to bask in every second of it, because otherwise it may fleet very quickly. It's been music, rodeo, the Miss Rodeo USA venture. My family is my biggest support ring and support group that I could ever ask for. They've been there every step of the way. There's never been a moment where they faltered or shifted in any way, shape, form, and fashion. You know, you always have these big dreams as a kid, and you think, well, they're just dreams. They're nothing exciting. You know, what's the likelihood of it really happening? What's the reality? What's the ratio? I've been fortunate enough in my life that every big dream that I have dreamed, I have achieved thus far. You may have hard knocks in life, but you get back up and you figure out a different way to do it. This is our second year of having a Miss Teen Rodeo USA. What I love about this is it has allowed young ladies from across the nation to hold a national teen title, which is not very common, and actually it gives me an opportunity to not mentor one girl, but actually two, because their year ends in July. And so not only did I get to work with Miss Lana Carter, who was our first ever, but I now get to work with Miss Ashley Polson. And what's great is they get to experience two Miss Rodeo USAs. So they have double opportunities to learn, and everyone does everything differently, but it's interesting how much we can learn from the teens as well. I want people to know that they matter. They're worth something. They are more valuable than probably they realize. So I try to daily invest in somebody, and I love the fact that everything that is a part of who I am is actually embodied in the Cherokee culture. So family, working towards a goal and a common purpose, and then making sure that we're being uplifting to everyone around. I absolutely love the fact that I share such a rich and diverse heritage with so many people across the world, actually. And it's a part of me, so it's pretty awesome.